Jahara knew, right? You told them that Angelique knew. Is that a yes?
Yeah.
You told them that Ruby Jessie knew. Who was Ruby Jessie?
My mom.
Is she still alive?
No.
You told them that Cassie and John knew.
Yeah.
Yes. And you said that all of you had stayed together at the Breckenridge Inn?
We did.
You did, okay. And that you all were staying there because you were going to leave town, right?
Yeah.
And you told them that you were leaving town because you were afraid the police were on to little Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you heard little Josh explaining to his grandmother, "I just hate him."
That's what I said.
Yeah. So you told them that you heard your child say to Ruby Jessie, "I hated him." Yeah. And you described it as being in a really callous way, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you told your family when you were there that you got to get LJ out. You got to get little Josh out because the police are on to him, right?
Yeah.
You told them that little Josh told Angelique that he did it.
Yeah, I probably. I don't know if I said that he told her or I said that I told her. I don't remember. I just knew that if I convinced all of them that I had little Josh take it, then they would believe that he really took it. Just like if I convinced Russ that I was innocent of it, then he would convince y'all that I was innocent of it. You know, if he was all around me.
Question.
What?
Are you denying that you told them that little Josh told Angelique that he did it?
I told them that little Josh told Angela. I don't know if he told her. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember.
And you told them that little Josh told Jahara?
Yeah.
And that he talked about it when you all were on your road trip?
Yeah.
You were in the hotel?
Yeah.
On the way to trying to get to Mississippi? Or Birmingham?
Are you fishing?
I'm asking, is that when
Oh.
Josh told them, according to your statement?
I don't remember when I said it. I mean, I just don't remember. And that's little shit. You gotta think, man, a bunch of shit just went down, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there. You know?
And you said that when you talked to your son about the murder of Trey, that he told you that he sleeps just fine.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
Yeah. And you wanted to talk, there was a point where you were being recorded during all of this, right?
Yeah.
And there was a point where you asked to go off tape because you wanted to get some more information, but you didn't want to get anybody else in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And that was about Cassie, right? And while you all were off tape, there were phone calls made and a promise that Cassie would not get in trouble as long as it was all, the only involvement was what you were saying, right? Okay. And so then when you went back on tape, said more about what Josh told you about what happened, right?
I remember talking about Cassie.
Yeah. You remember talking about Cassie? You remember saying that Josh told you that he woke Cassie up after he killed Trey?
Yeah, I'm the one that ended up getting her up. Yeah. But yeah.
But you ended up waking her up?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember telling them that...
I didn't tell him that.
No, do you remember, I'm asking, do you remember telling him that Josh said that he woke Cassie up?
Yeah.
And that Josh told Cassie he needed help to get rid of the evidence?
Yeah.
And that Josh said that he had all of his clothes that he'd worn and his shoes and the bat in Kroger bags.
Probably, I don't remember.
Do you deny that you told them that?
No.
And then he had wiped the bat off with his shirt that already had blood on it.
Yeah.
And that while you were being interviewed, you all called Cassie, right?
Yeah. All of them.
Pardon?
We called all of them.
Called Cassie and you had to leave a voicemail at first, right? Remember?
I don't remember. I know we talked to her.
Okay. You called Cassie and you talked to her. And you talked to
Mom.
Talked to your mom. You talked to Angelique.
Angelique.
Did you ultimately talk to Cassie and John?
Yeah, everybody but John and Mom. We did talk to Mom too.
Okay. And
They said not the same thing.
I'm sorry?
They all said the same thing, same shit, that little Josh did it,
they all told
and that I did
the
it.
same facts.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And,
No, they all told the same story.
okay.
The same
This
story.
is now the story.
I mean, how do you not see it? This late in the game. I mean, all I had to do was convince that guy right there, which I did. You know what I'm saying? He drove his arm around me. I was on the first 48 19 times, you know, and I'm doing the right thing the whole time. And I'm just, every time I call him, he'd do this. And every time I tell him, come here, he'd do that.
You're the mastermind, right?
I mean, you can call it what you want. It's not easy to be a mastermind when you're dealing with dumb people. I mean, that guy couldn't find tits at a strip club. But, I mean, it is what it is. I had to do what I had to do to try to get back out.
Get back out. What were you going to do when you got back out?
You already know. Everybody knows. She knows. We'll just leave it at that.
I would ask you to answer my question.
Do I have to answer that question?
Yes, you do.
Ain't that a fifth? I mean, you can't tell me I was going to commit another felony.
Yes, come up, Mr. Holmes. having spoken to the attorneys, including your attorney, I'm going to again tell you that yes, you have an obligation to answer the question. I'm going to let her re-ask that question to you.
Why did you want to get out? What was your plan then?
Kill Amanda.
Just Amanda?
I mean, Terry done made it off my list. I really wasn't after him.
I'm sorry?
I've always hated Terry, but not enough to, you know, unless he just happened to be there, it'd be something convenient. I mean, I was already hit anyway.
And not only have you given statements to police officers, you've talked about this case since you've been locked up, right?
I'm sure.
You're sure? Do you know someone named Jason Bierman or Jason Moss?
I know him briefly.
And
He's a friend of Terry's.
he's a friend of Terry's, right? And did you make statements to him about this case?
Now, Jason's a liar. So is Robbie.
So you're saying you did not make any statements to him?
Not that I remember.
You didn't tell him that you put your son
We never talked about my case at all.
You never made any statements to him?
I don't ever remember having one conversation with him about anything that had to do with Trey, Terry, me, Josh, or Amanda.
So you never told him that you put your son up to kill Trey?
No.
You never told him that you did it because Trey's mom had had an abortion and that's why you were getting even?
No.
You never told him it was an eye for an eye?
I mean, like I said, I don't remember. I know I said something about wanting to kill Amanda over it, but I never admitted to him that I killed Trey, and I didn't never tell him that I had Josh or anybody else kill Trey.
And you never told him that you and Amanda were, quote, making a porno so that you would have an alibi when your son killed Trey?
I may have said something about the porno.
And do you know an inmate named Robbie Kristanek?
That's Jason's buddy, yeah.
That's Jason's buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever talk to him?
We were all in the same wing, so I mean, I don't know. We played dominoes every day.
Well, you said you didn't talk to Jason Bierman about your case, about whether Josh killed him, right? So did you talk to Robbie Kristanek about having Josh kill him?
I don't remember.
Do you remember telling him that you put your son up to the murder?
No.
Do you remember telling him, as far as you were concerned with Amanda, you kill my child, I'll kill yours?
I may have, but I don't remember saying. I don't remember it.
You don't remember it, or you are denying that you did?
I mean, I don't remember saying it. I just don't remember it. I've said it a million times, though. Hell, I've told her that. So,
Did you tell Robbie Kristanek that Trey was killed with a bat?
yeah, told everybody it was bad.
You tell Robbie that you were going to take the rap for the murder, and then say you didn't do it and hope all charges would be dropped?
No.
You never said that?
Hell no, I was trying to get out.
You know Paul Embry?
Nope.
You don't even know?
Nope.
So that's an inmate that you,
He was elected. I know that.
okay.
I
Do you
just
remember, oh,
saw
sorry.
a picture. I don't know who he is.
So, do you remember telling him that you wanted Josh Jr. to stay behind, but once you all got down there,
I've never told that guy. I don't even know him.
you don't even know, you never told him anything?
No.
You never told him that Josh Jr. got his swing from his old man?
No. I don't know him.
You never told him you
I
had
couldn't
Josh?
pick him out of a lineup. To this day, I've never seen his picture.
So you never told him that you and Josh killed Trey together to get even for the abortion?
No. I don't know him. This is a highly publicized case, and a lot of people just want to get on it.
Some people people just can't help but talk, right? Some people just can't help but try to get their 15 minutes.
Well, every one of them wanted to try to get out. I know that. I read that in every one of them's statement. Every single one of them wanted help with the end of their sentence or with their sentence calculation.
But you were denied telling them all those things.
Right.
Okay. Nothing else?
Cross-examination.
Good morning, Mr. Gallagher. You have not met me officially, but you've been in the room with me. My name is Cecily Smith, and I represent Joshua Young. In all believable lies, there's some truth. Right?
Absolutely.
That's a life motto for you. Is that a fair statement?
I mean, it's the truth. In all lies, there's got to be some truth.
Otherwise, people won't believe it. Any of it, right?
You have to answer.
Yes. That's right.
If it hadn't have been for you calling detectives in Alabama, Joshua Young wouldn't be sitting there right now. Is that fair? You control people very easily. Is that fair?
Not everybody easily.
You find dumber people if you can't control the ones you're working with, right?
Makes life easier.
I suppose. Is tell the truth code for tell a lie?
Yeah.
There are some things that you do to convey that message.
Sometimes you gotta say it over and over till they say the right fucking story, but yeah.
And that's what happened in Alabama on the phone,
Yeah.
is tell the truth.
Yeah.
I need you to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And your loyalty lies with me.
Mhm.
You're real big on loyalty, aren't you?
Yeah, it appears.
And they know everything.
Yeah.
Angelique had no idea you were going to call her that night. Is that right?
No, nobody did.
Okay.
Not that night.
Okay. Let's just kind of go back through time, okay? How many times did you ask to see the body of Liberty?
Till somebody let me. I don't know.
And it was, I want to walk up in person, and then it was talked about a picture, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, he said they wouldn't let me go down there.
That was the coroner's decision, right?
I don't remember.
Another person had to be consulted with before that would be permitted, right?
Yeah, him.
Okay, and the coroner possibly, right?
I don't
Don't
remember.
remember, it's okay.
I don't remember. I mean,
This was not for purposes of identifying who it was down at the ditch. right?
actually, he's the only one I remember their face being there was him.
Okay.
Because he said he was the lead detective.
You agreed with the prosecutor that you talked to a female detective,
I
right?
did. I just can't remember what she looked like.
Right. So you believe us when we say, yeah, you talked to this lady?
Yeah, in a room with Amanda.
Okay. You insisted Amanda remain for your interview,
Yeah, I just didn't want her out running around.
and the detective just let you do that.
Yeah.
Despite the fact the body had been identified, you persisted in trying to see it, right? You watched Terry Zwicker identify the body, right?
Yeah.
You watched Amanda react to Terry Zwicker's reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I was next to Amanda.
You wanted to see what you did in broad daylight. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And the facial imprint in the ground.
Well, I knew. I could tell that at night. I couldn't see that.
But you didn't see it in the daytime before, did you?
No.
You went back down there the night of the visitation to look at it again, right? Why'd you kill Trey? Maybe in dispute, but you killed him, right?
Yeah.
It planned on killing somebody when you were sitting in prison.
I didn't think it'd be Trey.
You planned on killing somebody.
Yeah.
You had your vendettas,
Mm-hmm.
more than one, right?
Yeah, but Angie died right before I got out. So Josh went into CPS, so I couldn't just get out and do what I was gonna do. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops and shit.
Okay. And you did that immediately when you got out. And you did CPS completely. You did, right?
Yeah.
You convinced your parole officer you were living in an address you weren't living at.
Yeah.
Patsy Mays, is that your aunt?
Yeah.
Okay. So probation and parole always had her address.
Always. Well, no, I switched my parole. Once I felt comfortable that Amanda wasn't a threat.
Amanda was not a threat.
As far as me going back to prison.
Okay.
So I switched my parole to Gilmore Lane.
To Gilmore with your home address is 1356 Bend Drive,
Right,
which is Amanda's,
right,
which was your house at that point.
right.
You stayed at Amanda's when probation and parole thought you were at Patsy Mays.
Yeah, then, yeah.
Okay.
We had split up, got back together, split up, got back together, and then one of the times when we were split up, she said that she was going to call CPS and call my parole officer and all that shit. So I just got my parole moved back to Pat's. That way she couldn't threaten me with that again. If I stayed over at Amanda's, I stayed there, but I could always be legit with Pat.
CPS had Amanda's address, right?
Yeah, they come out to Amanda's.
That was a good front, Amanda's. That looked like a really wholesome family.
It did.
That helped you get your son back, or get temporary custody back, right?
Right.
So you duped them too. So we're talking probation and parole, moving on to CPS. That took some time, right? They weren't just gonna let you
The
have it.
CPS did, the parole officer didn't. He was pretty much a rookie, you know what I mean? Said that he had never had nobody that was locked up for as long as I was at one time, and shit like that. And I appeared to be straight with him, you know, and he believed me, so he really didn't mess with me.
That by definition is duping somebody, right?
Well, and now dirty.
Okay. It just took a little longer with CPS. You had your drug test.
No, not really. I think after that very first meeting, they believed me. They, you know, I cried and shit like that. They believed me.
Okay.
But for years, Angie and all of them told them what a monster, you know, I was a monster and all this shit. So they
It was a fun challenge for you to just walk right in and calmly turn the superficial charm on, right? They liked you right away. Most people like you right away, right?
yeah. But my life is built on passion. It's either, you know, real good, real bad, real funny, real something. But it's real short.
When you went to Liberty, you knew that, number one, you had to show your face at that school, right? Or you were going to jail and you knew it.
Absolutely.
You knew Terry Slicker would be standing there talking all about you, right? You
Absolutely.
saw him get in Russ's car and talk to Russ, Detective Russ, that is, correct?
Right.
You knew who he
I could have
was
told you
talking
that
to.
conversation without ever hearing it.
Okay? You saw him do that right away.
Yeah.
The moment that he got in the car to talk to Detective Russ, Detective Baroni, the lady that you can't remember what she looks like, starts talking to Amanda and then to you, right?
She talked to Amanda first
Right.
while I was outside smoking, waiting, seemed like fucking forever. And then I went in there.
And then,
I went in there but I told her I wanted Amanda to come with me and she was like, that's cool, just don't talk. I
that
think she was
would,
blind or brown.
that would totally taint the investigation if you're hearing what one another's saying.
Yeah, or it helps, depending on
Either
which
way,
angle you're coming
it's not
from.
proper, and she acknowledged that to you, right?
And she just said she didn't want Amanda to talk.
Okay. You knew that you had to go up there, correct?
Yeah.
Covered that. You
Absolutely.
knew that you could not be taken away in handcuffs from Liberty, right? and get your way, whatever
I
that
knew
is.
they wanted to put a mask on this monster.
And what
Fast.
you did was started talking about the niggers from Bridgewood.
Right.
That seems to tickle you. That was herring number one, right?
Yeah.
You had to have a red herring.
You got to.
There's a reason you didn't talk about your record at Liberty, am I right?
Absolutely.
Worked it into your story.
Actually,
You didn't say, hey,
no, I didn't. Actually, he was like, where do you live? And I was at the time, you know, all my shit was at Cassie's. And you know, I just brought some back that afternoon, still on suitcases on the bed, you know.
Sure, you added that later on.
Yeah, and then he asked me about my home placement and why I lied about that. And I thought I was probably fucked right there.
Another challenge, right?
Yeah, but it was unexpected
Those are no fun.
at first.
Oh, yeah. The two statements you gave at Liberty, you pretty much talked nothing about seeing the body and the niggers from Bridgewood. Is that fair?
Seeing the body. I don't remember if I seen him before or after. I don't remember.
You talked about that throughout each of the interviews that you did at Liberty.
Yeah.
And who you were blaming for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that part. Yeah.
Okay.
He let me see from the top. That's why I asked him, let me see a picture, because I figured the picture would be up close. I know, you
You
know.
didn't get to see a picture that day, right?
No.
Okay. And again, the whole point of mentioning the niggers from Bridgewood is to make sure you yourself would not be taken into custody. Because you can't turn on your superficial charm if you don't have the access.
Right.
Is that fair? You're not afraid to go to jail, right?
No.
I mean, you've served a lot of time, right? This wasn't about
That's my
getting
life.
out of it or getting in it or anything else.
It was
It wasn't
about buying time is what it was. You know.
Okay.
Trying to let all the dust settle and shit like that. You know,
Okay.
see if we can get past this first thing. It was
You pulled
stupid.
it off, you walked away from Liberty, right?
Yeah.
You had the whole neighborhood about to start a race war over this.
Yeah.
Paranoia was pretty high.
Yeah.
You named
I
names.
figured there'd be other people get killed behind this, probably.
Did you hear that one almost did over this?
Yeah, not for months, but yeah.
Okay. 3 days go by, you again courageously, you have a big performance to do at Homicide, and you walked right in to Homicide.
Yeah, well, not right in. I tried to give him an excuse. Somebody, Amanda's uncle or somebody had just died that day, so I figured that would buy me a couple more days, but
That
then,
was the end of the interview, you mentioned it again, right?
I don't remember. But
Okay.
he knew about it because he was actually at Cassie's house talking to one of them.
Right, and then came down and picked you up and you...
Yeah, I was like, come on, man, just come on down. I'm like, fuck it, man.
You didn't know if you'd walk back out then?
I didn't think I was gonna.
Okay. But you did.
Well, it was more civil than I expected because of my record and everything else. I figured they'd know
You
right off
did
the bat.
really well that day. That was a pretty
I did.
decent performance by all accounts.
Like,
Do you remember having them laughing out loud towards the end?
I don't remember, but
Do you remember being told how well you did?
I don't remember.
Do you remember continuously throwing these kids from Bridgewood under suspicion?
Yeah.
You know now that none of those kids lived in Bridgewood, right?
Yeah. I knew that. They're from another end of town. But they come through Bridgewood, and that's all everybody thought.
Are from the other end of town?
There's one or two over there that ain't, wasn't no threat. It was more like Eliza, a middleman.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes, ma'am.
66.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody can be seated. Did the jury follow the admonition during the break?
Yes.
Continue with cross-examination, Mr. Galvin.
Mr. Gallagher, a moment ago, especially on direct, you were walked through several statements that you made in the past. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. One of those statements was the first of two versions of what you say happened the night that Craig Wicker was murdered in Alabama. You know, you remember giving them two completely different versions, right?
Yeah.
The first one excluded everybody still in Louisville, correct?
The first one, yeah.
Okay. And the second brought everybody into the picture and phone calls started getting made.
Yeah.
All right. In the first version, you relay a fictitious confession by Joshua Young to this crime, right?
Right.
And you were asked about that on direct. You were asked essentially what Joshua Young's demeanor was. You noticed him hanging on Amanda, right?
I remember, I don't know what made me think to say something. Yeah, I remember it. I don't know.
As though he had some sort of remorse about all of this, or just felt bad for her. Is that what you were
Yeah.
asked about on direct?
Right.
Is that what you in fact said in Alabama?
Again, I don't remember. I mean, if it's in there, I did. I mean, a lot of little shit, man. I
Right after you would have said this in your first of your two versions in Alabama on June 22nd, 2011, you then started to indicate how Joshua Young was acting when he told you what he did, right?
yeah.
Just a monster personality, really sociopathic, just I sleep just fine at night, things like that.
It's believable.
You went on and on about your concerns for who he might hurt next.
Yeah.
You told him that he said he was going to kill Amanda in Alabama, didn't you?
Yeah.
A little transference, maybe,
It's easier to tell the story.
and get back out.
It's believable to a homicide detective.
As you were interviewed in Alabama, you were aware you were being video recorded.
Yeah.
You had assumed so anyway.
I knew so. I've seen it.
Okay. Not a double-sided.
No, she's a little
You
black.
actually
Right.
the light was on?
No.
Okay. But you still knew.
Yeah.
Because you always know.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, you
Well, he
actually...
carries this little audio thing too,
If you remember talking to him about that, because he kind of had it under the table, right?
under his foot.
But you knew it was there.
Yeah. It's always there.
Okay. If you are on the phone, you assume you are being recorded at
It's
all
always
times.
recorded.
Always. You know what those phones are, right? You make people think what you want them to think on the phone, right? You make people feel what you want them to feel on the phone, correct?
Yeah.
Listen, from your about 10 years now, serving time. I mean, they warn you at the beginning of those calls, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a stage, really. As of May the 11th of 2011, you had your son Joshua Young in your temporary custody for about 6 weeks, correct?
About,
about,
Something like
Okay.
that. I'm not good with
and that would mean that he was committed to stay with you, right? It's
Yeah.
not like you never met him before that day, right? I
it.
mean,
No, I mean, I've known him forever. I've just been gone for a long.
what day did you go into custody and begin serving that 9 years, 1 month, 15 days? What date? Do you remember? Most people remember. We take that for granted.
Just don't remember, man.
Was it 02?
2002, yeah.
Okay, you were doing misdemeanor time or something, right?
Yeah,
And you got your escape?
yeah.
Okay. From that point on, you didn't get back out after you were picked up on that and some other stuff. We'll get into that in a minute, but, right?
No, I got back out. They gave me something that if I get out till sentencing and I come back, then that's what I get, and if not, they give me more time.
That's right, because you failed to appear.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
wouldn't come back, yeah.
And had picked up some more charges too, right?
Robbery and assault,
Okay.
intimidated witness.
We talked a moment ago about your vendettas that you had and have while you were in prison. You thought about those a lot, right?
Certain ones, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember writing anything about it?
In lyrics,
Okay. Judge, may I approach the witness?
You may.
And this is tentatively, I believe that this is 2-6. This is tentatively marked as the exhibit.
Can we approach?
I will
Yes.
go into the court.
How's the jury doing break-wise? Anybody need a break? Let's push pause and take a 10-minute restroom break for the jury. We're going to take you back to the jury room and use those restrooms back there, and we'll come back out in about 10 minutes. Please remember that while you're separated during this break, no deliberation. All rise for the departing jury. Is that door closed?
Not yet.
Ten-minute recess.
Judge, do you want me to let it run to the end of this bench conference to save time?
You could do that.
Only set up this time. Sorry about that.
Oh, don't act like that. Knock it off. Little tears.
She doing?
Be a picture on it, I'll get you one. Absolutely. Live streaming or
People will
not.
never know.
Remember that journalist that was in Judge Morris's court that had done that?
Really?
Really?
The other jurors down.
How did they catch him?
The other jurors
They could
suspected.
smell it. He was drinking and
She,
she was drinking.
with a water bottle. Full of vodka. I think so too. I'm sorry. I forget that you. In general. It's all right. As you really. Since nobody's got it. Yeah, I don't think anyone was complaining. Where are we? Oh, there.
In the house, or did you go up to see if Trey was home?
Like I said, I fell asleep here that night,
Right.
so I got it ready for school from here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you go back home in the mornings or not.
Sometimes I do,
But
but not really, because
Um,
I take showers and everything down here.
Yeah. Did your mom I'm sorry, did Amanda or your dad say anything about leaving to go to the gas station that night? Like the Tuesday night and the Wednesday morning?
I think they did, but they didn't say anything about it.
What makes you think they did? They didn't say anything about it.
I've heard people saying that
Oh.
they went to the gas station that night.
Do you know
I know they were together the
Yeah.
whole night.
how's your and your dad's relationship? How's that?
Tight.
mistakenly released from Alabama, you went to Angelique's, right?
Yeah, when I got
And
back.
then you can go back to Ben's Drive,
I couldn't be seen back on them drive.
of course. You knew that Amanda was not on Ben's Drive at that point, or no?
The streets talk, but, I didn't see her.
You came back to Louisville despite the fact that you were mistakenly released and no one knew where you were, right?
Right.
Okay. Your best bet was no one would find you at Angelique's.
I didn't think it would be but for a few hours.
Okay.
I just had to do what I was doing, and then I was leaving. I just wouldn't feel right just to keep going and not be able to do what I set out to do.
So you were on your way to Michigan then?
Yeah.
This was just a stop for a minute thing?
No, it wasn't a stop for a stop and handle something thing.
Stop and take care of it and move on to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
To be with Christine or Nicolette?
Either one.
Either one?
Yeah, you can't trust them.
They were not contacted from Alabama, Nicolette and Christine,
I
right?
talked to Chris.
With the detectives?
I didn't talk to Nicolette, I don't think. No, I didn't talk to him with the detectives. Talked to Chris on the phone. I don't remember if I talked to Nicolette or not.
Just a couple of brief things. Trey always had the black shoes on, right? He wore those exclusively, right? You
Yeah.
described those in great detail when you're talking to Detective Russ, right?
Yeah.
So much so that despite the fact that everyone knew whose body that was, you convinced him he wasn't sure that was Trey down there.
Yeah.
And that's when you got to see the body, right? Those weren't hickeys on Amanda's neck, were they? When did that strangulation of Amanda happen? In the 24 hours prior, or?
I mean, and I didn't do it to kill her. I snapped out of it. It was that night,
Okay.
hacking out the yard, and then it happened right there in front of everybody, right in front of me.
From about Cassie's all the way over to Amanda's place?
Yeah.
As you all went from one place to the other, I guess?
Yeah.
One second, Judge. As far as the way that this happened to Trey, the way that you did this, you mentioned this conversation with Trey, correct?
Yeah.
There was no conversation, was there? You snuck right up behind him, didn't you?
I'm done answering it.
You'd have to answer the question.
It's a blur.
You always sneak up behind people, right?
I feel like something's getting ready to happen.
Like when you got back from Alabama after getting mistakenly released, nobody on them saw you, but something like that.
Well, it's like all rules are lost due to the element of surprise.
Sure. In 2002, that's exactly what you did to the 72-year-old victim in one of the cases that sent you to prison, am I right?
Yeah.
You were punching him from behind in the face, correct?
Yeah.
And you were strangling him with his own belt from behind as he sat in his car.
In the car, yeah.
As for the other individual for which you served more time, you snuck up from behind him and punched him in the face, right? Kicked him while he was down, held him hostage. And intimidated a witness into not coming forward or participating in that case.
I told him they shouldn't.
The element of surprise, I believe, is what's important to you. Is that right? You were saying that a minute ago. That's all I have, Judge.
To be correct.
You testified about Christine and Nicolette, and that I believe your statement to Ms. Smith was they can't be trusted. Is that correct?
At that point, no. I mean, should have done that scramble. It's like, at that point, it's a scrambled egg. They couldn't be trusted, either one of them.
They couldn't be trusted to go along with your big plan?
If I'm out and I'm being wanted and hunted like I was at that time, there's no way I would put my safety in either one of them bitches' hands.
Okay. So, is that because you can't control them the same way that you control
I mean, you got the whole America behind you, you're bigger than me. They had everybody. The detectives, the fucking all the parole. I'm wanted. Fuck, all you gotta do is call the local police. In any state.
It's because you can't control them? Is that what you're saying? Is that why they can't be trusted?
You can't truly, no, I mean, it ended up
What are you
killing.
going to say?
I couldn't control either one of them.
You can't truly control, what were you going to say?
I just answered it.
No, you stopped yourself. What were you saying? You can't truly control anyone. Isn't that what you were going to say?
When you're in that position,
Uh-huh.
everybody's got the upper hand.
When you're wanting, everybody has the upper hand, and you can't truly control anyone.
That's right.
You said that the details of the murder are a blur to you.
Some of them, some shit I never even said that I can see vividly. Like I remember, and a lot of, that shit that it doesn't matter. Then some shit I don't remember.
What's the details you remember?
I just remember, just a lot of shit, just,
Like what?
you're sadistic, man. You want to hear that shit?
Tell us what you remember. If you did this, it shouldn't be so hard.
It's not hard.
Tell us what you remember.
I mean, just being covered. True. That's it.
That's what you remember.
Yeah.
You talked about the marks on Amanda's neck. You said they were not Vicky's.
Everybody knew they wasn't. They just didn't want to believe it.
Okay, so did this attack of Amanda happen when she was
And
trying?
it wasn't, I didn't hurt her. Just
You
scared
have
her.
bruises on her neck.
Fuck, it's a bruise.
Okay, so did this attack of Amanda happen when she tried to get into Cassie's house?
I was on our way back over to our house.
From Cassie's house? Where she had tried to get in?
We was in.
She was in
started
there too?
out, yeah. But she'd seen all the shit. That's what the fight was over.
So it happened that night.
Yeah.
And Was this when, you were in Cassie's and you slammed the door on her face?
I don't remember that. You know, I read that, I don't remember that. No.
So this happened, you were strangling her while going from Cassie's back home.
Yeah, she wouldn't stop.
She wouldn't stop,
No, she just kept going, kept going, kept going. Thought God never fucking about him.
just kept going.
Yeah.
And you can't stand it when people just keep going, right?
I guess I couldn't that night.
I guess not. You remember that, huh? You remember that you strangled her?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Did I say I remembered it?
Why didn't you kill Amanda during all that time that you had before you fled?
What do you mean? After everything went down?
After Trey was murdered, the whole reason you want to get out in Alabama is because you want to murder Amanda.
Well, I thought I was getting ready to be able to beat this shit. You know, hell.
So you didn't want to
Month
murder
and a
her
half. Yeah.
until
I
you
couldn't do it right then. That's too big of a coincidence. I'm hit.
So you were going to escape from Alabama and come home and murder Amanda, and that wouldn't be too big a coincidence.
I'm already hit.
Because I belong to you, not Little Josh, right?
Yeah.
Right. I don't have anything else.
He trusted Christine enough to give her a false story about how you claimed that you told her that Joshua told you that you...
I wasn't wanted then. And I knew that she would wire me money if I needed it.
It's a matter of degree
Right.
to trust.
Right.
Angelique, you trusted enough to show up at her house when the whole world was looking for you.
Angelique and Christine are two different people.
You had that degree of trust in each of them, some degree, right?
Yeah.
You really used the phones with Christine, am I right?
Yeah.
She really fell for that, right? You didn't trust Nicolette because she had an EPO out on you,
Yeah.
okay? That's all I have, Judge.
Any questions from the jury? Okay. Okay, have the attorneys up here. A 10-minute restroom break while I can go through these with the attorneys. Remember your admonition, be ready to come back in 10 minutes after 12. All rise for the departing jury, please. Do you have the ability to fast forward through this?
I think the rest of this, I'll just click on it. I think the rest of this is while we were on the break.
But I stayed on the record because we discussed it.
Then it starts with the next one.
Okay. When the jury comes in.
Sorry, the jury's not back.
seat. Did the jury follow the admonition during the break? Yes. Thank you. Mr. Gackle, the jury has some questions. I'll read the question to you if you'll let them have your answer. Do you love your son, Josh Young?
I mean, it's gonna make me sound like a piece of shit. I mean, you gotta think though, I don't know him.
Fair question.
I mean, much as I could love, yeah.
Would you give your life for your son, Josh Young? Did you want to see Trey's body so you could get facts, so you could take the rap for Josh Young? Was Josh Young with you when you killed Trey? Did you have Josh Young's help? Let me start over. Did you have Josh Young help you in any way with Trey's murder?
Nobody else.
I didn't hear the last part.
Nobody else.
Do you even love your son?
I've answered that.
Do you feel bad about anything you have done?
Yeah.
What time did you leave to kill Trey? Did Josh Young meet you to help you kill Trey?
No.
Was Mackenzie on the couch either when or where you played Mortal Kombat? Did Trey ever go anywhere with you alone before the night he was killed?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? May we release this witness?
Yes.
The Commonwealth is done with it?
Yes.
Defense is done with it?
That's right.
Mr. Garrett, thank you very much.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play the multiple statements or interviews of Mr. Young, and we're going to begin each statement with a recitation as to the date it was given.
This is the May 11th statement given to Detective Maroney.
Transcribed, this is Detective Lee Maroney. It's May 11th, 2011. Time is now 18:21 hours, and with me is Joshua Young. Josh, how old are you?
15.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
1696.
And where do you live?
1356 Fenton Drive.
And you live there with your dad, Joshua Gallagher, right?
Yes.
Okay. And your stepmom,
Stepmom,
Amanda?
stepsister, and Trey.
Okay. And so Trey's your stepbrother. How long have you all been stepbrothers? Have your parents been? Your dad been married to Amanda?
Since I was little.
Okay. For several years. Okay. And do you go to Seneca also?
Fern Creek.
Go to Fern Creek? And were you at home last night, I guess, when your parents were having the barbecue and
Everybody was there.
everybody was there? Okay. And then what,
I was going to sleep and so was he.
okay, about what time was that?
I'm not sure. After we got done eating, I was wore out from school, so
Yeah.
we were both going to sleep.
Okay. And does he change into pajamas or does he sleep in his clothes?
It just depends on
Okay.
if he takes a shower at night or if he takes one in the morning.
Okay. So your mom, or Amanda, said that he took a shower last night. Do you remember if he took a shower or bath?
Yeah, he took a shower.
Okay. And do you remember
He
what he had
changed
on?
back into real clothes.
Do you remember what those clothes were?
Jeans. I believe. I'm not sure the kind of shirt.
Okay. Do you know if he had shoes on?
Yeah.
You know what kind of shoes?
I believe that they're all black. All black. I don't know what kind they are.
Okay. And do you all have separate rooms?
Yeah.
Okay. And did changed back into his regular clothes, so you saw him between, after he got out of the shower?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he say anything to you about, okay. Did he, and I'm just trying to, if you know anything about it, did he plan on sneaking out or doing anything like that?
He would have told him.
He would have told you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't really do anything like
Yeah.
that.
Had he snuck out a couple times?
Maybe.
Okay. Did you ever sneak out with him? And I don't care, I'm not telling your folks or anything like that, but,
Yeah,
did y'all never sneak out?
We hang out at our house.
Okay.
Everybody comes down there every day.
Any reason he would have left the house?
Not that I can think of.
Any reason at all? Like anybody who would have left the house, they called him on the phone or
Nobody that I
nobody you
can
think
think
of?
of.
Okay. If he did sneak out, who do you think he would have met?
Well, like I said, like, just the people that are here is really who all we hang out with.
Okay. And who are y'all's closest friend?
Donovan, Joey, Josh.
Okay. Anybody he's particularly been in arguments with or?
At their bus stop, like you probably heard from
Yeah.
everybody you've interviewed
Yeah.
with.
Have you been a party to any of that? Any trouble
I don't go
going
to
on?
that, I don't
Oh,
go to
that's
that
right.
school, so I don't get offered to get on the bus there.
Do you know any of the kids from the apartments over there after school that?
Graduate, no.
Yeah. Okay. Has he said anybody's name that he's been beefing with?
He really didn't have any problems except
Okay.
the bus stop.
Okay. And has he mentioned anybody by name from the bus stop? Okay. And has he indicated, who these kids are, who they're friends with, or what they're doing at the bus stop?
They tried to take his phone,
Okay.
gave it back, that was a couple weeks ago.
Okay. And is he saying whose friends they are, or who they're hanging out
He
with?
doesn't know him, I know.
Okay.
Probably Ray, he probably already
Yeah.
heard that name from everybody too.
Okay.
But Ray was close with him like we all are.
So Ray's a good guy,
Yeah.
in your all's opinion. Okay. And is that Ray Carter?
I don't know his
Okay.
last name, I've only met him a couple times.
Okay. So there's no problems with Ray? To your knowledge, okay. Have you heard any rumors or anybody talking out here that has theories about what happened or?
Nobody knows him.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm talking to all the other guys too, and told your dad, Amanda, there's going to be rumors flying around about this, and some of them will be true and some of them won't. And that it's our job to determine which ones are true and which ones are not, but we need to know all of them. So if you hear anything, of course, tell your dad, tell Amanda, have them call us. We'll look into it. We don't know a whole lot right now, but these are the early steps that we take in any investigation. But since you were, lived with him, we're so close to him, obviously you're a key person that we want to talk to. Do you know have you been home and do you know if his cell phone's at home or?
I don't know if any of us saw those book bags in his backpack.
Okay.
I didn't see his shoes whenever he took them off when he got in the shower, so I'm assuming he had them on.
Okay.
Well, he wouldn't have left the house without shoes.
Yeah. And would you have seen him? Do you all get up in the morning at the same time?
I get up way earlier because I gotta go to the compound because my school's so far out.
Okay. So, did you happen to see his room or glance in his room today?
Upstairs.
And you sleep
The
downstairs?
doors are closed and then there's the stairs.
Okay.
His room's up there, but I didn't even check because he doesn't get up after me.
Does anybody else have a room upstairs?
His sister.
Okay. And she's how old again? Yeah. 8. Okay. Does she get up around the same time he does, or?
She gets up, I think. She's in elementary school, so she gets up later than all of us.
Okay. Do you guys get yourself ready for school, or is Amanda get you up? Okay. today your mom wasn't working or anything? What about your dad? Does he work?
He wasn't working today.
Where's your dad work? I mean,
He does all kinds of jobs.
okay, so just whenever somebody needs help. Okay. All right, well, if there's anything you can think of or anybody you think we should talk to, think about it and let us know. I appreciate your time. Any questions you have for me or? Thanks for your time.
This is the June 10th statements to Detective Russ.
Well, let's just kind of go back real quick over the night, I guess the night they had the cookout, which was Tuesday night, the 10th. Kind of start from the beginning, just tell me about, you gotta start from early on, but I mean, just about at the cookout, who all was kind of there, what you all did, and then we'll kind of just go from there.
That boy, Wade was there, was my friend, Trey was there, Donovan was there. We were all shooting basketball, my dad, Amanda, Cassie and John were probably very part of the day too, and Amanda's brother was there, but he left early because something happened to his hand on the basketball goal. But we just hang out, shot basketball, ate.
What time did everybody kind of start leaving?
I'm not even sure. I just know after we got done eating and Donovan and Wade went home, Trey went in and took a shower.
Was it already dark time then when everybody was leaving, or was it kind of still light up?
It was kind of...
Or if you don't, you know.
There might have been a little bit of light out, but it was getting pretty late.
Tell me about the turtle, I guess, that you all or somebody found earlier in the night, or tell me about that in the story. What's the deal with the turtle?
We were all down there hanging out. Me, Trey, Donovan, and Wade. We were all down there hanging out at the spot. We call it the spot.
Right.
And we seen a snapping turtle, so Wade was like, no, Donovan was like, hey, Josh called John, which is Cassie's boyfriend.
Yeah.
He deals with all that. So he came down here and got it and brought it back here.
Now, did your dad go down there with you all at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Did John come with him, or how did your dad end up down there?
John came with him to get the turtle.
Okay. How long were y'all down there how long was John and your dad there by down there?
Just like 30 minutes.
Just a couple
And
minutes?
it was still daylight out then.
Yeah. And then y'all, tell me about what y'all do with the turtle, or what happened to it, or where to go, or...
John let it out over there, I think. I wasn't here when he let it out. He was going to keep it with the fish tank. He was scared it would eat the other fishes.
It probably would.
Yeah.
Now, when everybody was leaving, like Donovan and Wade and all those guys, when they were leaving, did your dad or anybody mention that they were going to go back down later that night?
No.
And look for more turtles or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What about, I guess tell me when everybody leaves and what you all do as far as...
Well, Trey said he was going in to take a shower, so I came down here and started watching movies and ended up falling asleep down here. He said he was going to take a shower and just calm down for the night, so I came down here and watched movies.
Do you know if he had made plans to go back down there that night, or with anybody?
He didn't tell me if he did, which is strange because he usually tells me everything. That's my brother.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on...
My thoughts is that it's blank. I had really no idea
I mean,
who would do it. He didn't really have any enemies except the bus stop problem, but I wasn't involved in that because I go to a different school.
Yeah.
We get home later.
I mean, because obviously everybody says he's scared of the dark.
Yeah.
Have you ever known him to walk down that way by himself at dark time? I mean, by himself at 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning?
No.
What? I mean, that's the big question. I'm trying to figure out why he would have went down there. Because he didn't call anybody on his phone. There was no phone calls made on his phone after 6 o'clock that night. When y'all were still at the cookout, I mean, everybody was still having fun playing basketball. So he never called anybody to say, hey, meet me down there. So I'm just trying to figure out, that's the big question I'm trying to answer is who he would have been going down there to meet. Was there a girl? Would he went down there by himself to smoke a little weed or a cigarette? Or?
He wouldn't go down there, but I don't see him going anywhere by himself at night.
I mean, I went down there one night a few weeks ago, about 6 or 8 days ago at 1 o'clock in the morning. And the soccer field thing's kind of lit up, but down there where he was at, it's
said he was going in to take a
Where
shower.
were you at when he said that?
We were still on the back porch in the backyard, because the cookout was just ending. And he said he was going to take a shower or something, going in.
Now, was Mackenzie there then? Was she?
Oh, yeah, because she took a shower too that night.
No,
No, she,
were you in the house when he took the shower?
because I came over here.
So, as he tells you on the back porch, I'm gonna go take a shower, and you
He
come
said I'm
down.
going to go in here and take a shower and calm down for the night. And so I was going to come down here and just calm down for a little bit, watch some movies, and ended up falling asleep down here.
Now, I guess my only concern is there's a little difference in your story today than what you told the detective over there at the gym, which was you told her that you were in the house when Trey was taking a shower.
No, it wasn't. I came over here when he was taking
And then when he got out of the shower, you watched him put his clothes back on.
No, I heard that he walked out the door fully dressed head to toe, which had to be after the shower, because it was after I came over here and he said he was taking a shower.
But I mean, in the interview you told her, because she recorded it, you said that Trey took a shower, and you were there when he took a shower, and you watched him put his clothes back on. That was your own word.
That was false.
So you weren't there when he took a shower, or?
Correct, I was here.
So as far as that morning when you got up, do you remember seeing the book bag in the house, or did you go up to see if Trey was home?
Like I said, I fell asleep here that night,
Right.
so I got ready for school from here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you go back home in the morning, you know?
Sometimes I do.
But not
Not really, because
Oh,
I take showers and everything down here.
yeah. Did your mom or not, I'm sorry, did Amanda or your dad say anything about leaving to go to the gas station that night? Like the Tuesday night and Wednesday morning?
I think they did, but they didn't say anything about it.
What makes you think they did, if they didn't say anything about it?
I've heard people say that they went to the gas station that night.
Did you know if,
I know they were together the
Yeah.
whole night.
how's your and your dad relationship? How's that?
Tight.
These are the clips from the June 21st interview with Detective Harris.
Still hard to hear.
So you understand my concern with the story there, right? Yes, sir. I mean, I would think that your first story that you told Detective Maloney at the school is probably the true version of the events. Because Cassie says she doesn't remember if you stayed there or not that night.
John does,
No, doesn't either.
because he was passed out on the couch.
I'm just telling you. So, we need to work through what the true story is, okay? Like I say, you're in here, when you're done talking to me, or you can walk out right now, but, so we kind of need the truth. And there's a lot of other things I want to talk to you about. So, let's kind of walk through this part at first. Tell me the truth about that night.
We were on the back porch. It was me, him, Dad and Amanda stayed on that porch the whole night, evidently, because we were on the back porch and he told me he was going to take a shower and calm down for the night. So I went to Cassie's. I planned on, I didn't know if I was going to sleep down there or sleep down at Amanda's, but I got comfortable down at Cassie's. Ended up watching the movie and falling asleep. Never once talked about killing anybody, and I never heard my dad talking about killing anybody. And my dad liked Trey, and so did I.
Have you had a chance to think about, honestly, I mean, your life was pretty good about your dad was a person you got in there. You had a much better situation.
I mean, I love my dad more than anybody in this world, and I'd rather be with him than anybody in this world. So my life was much better with my dad.
So your life was better getting arrested in Alabama?
Being with my dad, it's all worth it.
Right. So you would rather not be in a secure home, having a secure school, having a decent family, having Trey your friend, now he gets out of jail, or he gets out of jail, and the man quits your job, he goes to jail, Trey gets murdered, I mean, all that stuff's better, that's better than you?
Of course not. I said being with my dad is why you're doing it, but I had nothing to do with it, and I'm pretty sure my dad doesn't either. My dad was with Amanda. She stated that the whole night. Why would she try to change it? Is she trying to change that now?
Well, my favorite change the order.
This is sorry, June 23rd. Statement to Detective Russ. I'm going to put the speakers back in and start it over.
And things like being there at the house the night Trey supposedly tried to sneak out at Girls Barbecue, or not being there. And I think I still am not sure the whole aspect of exactly where you were at for that moment, if you were there when you really took a shower or not, but I guess all that at this point is somewhat irrelevant. So I want to give you an opportunity, probably the last opportunity, to tell me what really happened, because I've talked to your dad, I've talked to Cassie, I've talked to John, I've talked to your grandmother, I've talked to Angelique, okay, and I know about all the conversations that went on at the hotel on Breckenridge Lane and all that stuff. So everybody has kind of decided they needed to tell the truth because they know it's not right for Trey to be down there at the creek, found dead like he was. So your dad stepped up, did the right thing. Your grandmother stepped up, did the right thing. Cassie stood up, did the right thing, including told us, telling me and Detective Stalvey about your all's drive after that night. Okay? So let's just kind of go through the story on how it happened or why it happened or...
I'm sticking to the story that I told you. I'm not pleading guilty to this.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll please return to the deliberation room and continue deliberating based upon the evidence and the jury instruction. All rise for the departing jury. Who does? Yes, we'll let them have a 10-minute smoke break. Same full applies. Thank you. Off the record, pending a question or a verdict. Nick, will you hit the light switch on your way out? That one switch, thank you.
Do you know where the victim room is on the second floor? Did they ever show you? It's, if you get off the elevator and you go to the left, on the left-hand side before you get to the inner hallway, it says victim residence waiting room. No, well, it might, but the plaque says victims waiting room. Yep. There's couches and a TV. There's couches and a TV. Oh, no. Not for this. No go. Yeah, I mean, as they say, no too tight. Thank you. The people I'm gonna call, Terry, Shelley, Amanda, those are the people. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But, did you show me that? You want me to show you that?
Judge, have they asked for dinner or anything yet?
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna encourage that.
No, I know, I